All right, I'm Matt Jones and I'm making an immersive RPG in Godot. Today I'm going to show you how to make a ragdoll from a Godot skeleton. But anyway, let me get my plug in first. All of our links are at immersiverpg.com. We've got a Patreon where you can help pay for the project and you can get some like inside code and some previews of stuff I'm working on. If you don't want to pay or can't pay, that's cool too. You can go to our YouTube and you can like and subscribe. That really helps. Um, oh, and as usual, all the code for this is going to be at github.com/immersiverpg, and this is going to be example ragdoll. It's MIT licensed, and the blue mannequin here is from my GD Quest. You've probably seen it around all over the place. But anyway, what is a mannequin and ragdoll? Let me show you real fast. So here's a very simple project. We got a little ragdoll NPC here with the mannequin here. When I push M on the keyboard, he'll walk over to one of these purple purple arrows, and that's it. He's using a capsule collider, and he is driven by an animation player that tells where to move all of his limbs and whatnot. So he's driven by animations, but if I end him with my little snowman here with his hunting gun, he will then switch to being driven by physics and fall down on the ground like this. See, look at that. He crumples into a little ball, and the physics is a little messed up because and I have it set to reset after 7 seconds. But the physics is a little messed up in Godot 3, but it looks like it's working in Godot 4, so that's great for the future. But for now, anyway, let me show you how that works. Because the other day someone asked me how to do this, and I couldn't find a good example that showed all of the details of how this works. So first is the Godot skeleton node. Basically, it uses physical bones for like you have one for each limb and whatnot for physics, but then you also have animation bones. So if you click on a skeleton node, these are special nodes that are inside of the skeleton. Like you don't access them like normal, like the physics bones. So you have like this bone, it's the pelvis, but then over here you have a physical bone for the pelvis. So there's two of them. So that was really confusing to me when I first started doing the animations and skeletons, because you got to do work to kind of marry them. So when we're doing animations, like here with the animation player, I'll do running. The animation player is controlling all of the rigging and whatnot. But then when we ragdoll, the animation player isn't doing anything. It's the animations are telling the physics bones where to go, but when we ragdoll, the physics bones are telling the animations where to move the mannequin. So for example, if I don't sync the two and I just do the animation, it looks like it's working, but it's only moving the animation bones. Because if you look, the fists and the arms and the legs, they're not moving. It's just the animation. So what does that actually mean? It means the skeleton has a skeleton updated event. If you look at the code, um, all I'm doing is I'm iterating through here, and I'm getting I have a lookup table here. So for example, we have a physical bone, and then I say what part it corresponds to, because I'm not that interested in like each individual finger or each part of the arm. So for example, the hand, the fingers, and the lower arm are just the lower arm. So like the arms and all that are grouped together. So it makes it a lot simpler. So if we don't if we don't do this, like if we don't actually have the syncing of the physics bones to the animation bones, then when we run it, it's going to look like it's working, but then the actual physics bones are left behind, and it's like what is happening? But then when we pew them, then it takes over and it starts syncing them correctly. So basically, let me undo that. All we're doing is we're getting the bone from the skeleton, so that would be one of these, and then we're using skeleton find bone, which would then go in the skeleton, and it would look it up in one of these bones by the name. So like thigh L or calf L or foot L, ball L. What is that? Oh, like the ball of the feet. Because there's tons. There's 44 bones in here for all the fingers and toes and all that. We don't care about all of them. So basically, it just takes that and it gives it the global transform of the bone and the animation. What else was I gonna mention? Um, and you're probably saying, what's the point of all that? Who cares? Well, the thing is, if I pew the character in the arm, that'll do some damage to the arm, and the NPC will keep going and doing stuff. But I pew them in the head, they're dead. So it should take all their health. We need to detect where the bullets are hitting. So basically, how that works is I added. This is getting a little bit more complicated than I had anticipated. But the thing about skeleton is, if you look at, like, for example, the pelvis, it has a collision shape. So your first thought is, oh, this is going to have some sort of collision event, like the other Godot nodes. Like, so you're looking and it's like, well, that's weird. Physical bone. There's no collision event or anything. So there's no way to check what physics happens inside the skeleton, because it works a little bit differently. So basically, what you have to do is, for example, on the bullet, what I'm doing is, where is it? Um, yeah, so when the bullet collides with something, I just check if it's in the body part group. I have the bones there; they're marked as body part in that group, and then we just emit the signal hit, which here the mannequin has a hit signal that I added. It's over here. There's hit, and what that does is it runs this event here, which will then look up the body part that corresponds with that. So if it hit the pelvis, where would that go to? It looks it up here. Here we go, pelvis, and there's an enum for the pelvis for the body parts, which is, where is it? It's in global, so this little enum here, body parts. It finds that one, and then it sends it. Where is it? It sends it to the hit body part. So that way, all that means is our NPC here, like, this can just reuse the mannequin, and then we just have a on hit function, this right here, which will get called with the body part. So then we can just look up, oh, if we hit the head, let's make the power 100. So that way it's all the health. But if it's a torso or a pelvis or an arm, let's take a lot less. So that way, when I run this, if we do the head, it's all the health right away and he dies. But then, let me wait for him to respawn. If I do if I can shoot, if I can hit it, if I do the leg, it takes like 5 hits. So that's cool. That solves a lot of those problems. So now we have the ability to check what body part we hit, and then we can just make it like a blood splatter or whatever. So, or we can hit the hand. And if you look down in the console, I'm having it print like what it hits. So if I hit the hand, you can see lower arm. If I hit one of the biceps, it's upper arm. So that's cool. Let's see, is there anything else I wanted to show? I think that's pretty much it. This is a little bit more complicated than I wanted it to be, because we kind of have to go through sending the signal from the skeleton back up to the NPC, because it doesn't, the mannequin itself, I mean, sorry, the skeleton itself doesn't have signals, but this solves that problem. So I might mess with this more, so maybe I can do things like what happens if you want to, like, break an arm or knock the character back or something like that. So go to github.com/immersiverpg, and then I'll have the code there for example ragdoll, and I'll put the video and everything down here. So check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. And I will see you guys later.